Welcome back to my channel, My Study Table. I am Dr. Swati, and today I will take you through the tools to analyze marketing case studies. This is part 1 to the series on tools to analyze a business case study. So here I will be taking you through how to analyze a marketing case or a problem using certain tools for analysis, especially in terms of how one could approach a case study, a marketing case study specifically from the classroom perspective. This is something that we had seen in the first video of this series on how to analyze a business case study. I had spoken about the different types of cases that you can get under each of these domains. Today that we're talking specifically about marketing, these are the possible case studies that you can think of. So it could be related to the 4 or the 7 P's decision, which is based on product, place, price, promotion, people, process, physical evidence. Or it could also be a case which discusses the transition from traditional to e-marketing. So all these cases are a part of marketing decision making process. And generally the tools that are used for analyzing the same are SWOT, BCG matrix, PESTEL analysis, and so on. So I have just mentioned these three, but I will be taking you through the other tools for analyzing a marketing case study. These are the analytical tools that are used usually to solve and understand marketing case studies. The first one being SWOT analysis, which helps understand external and internal capabilities of organizations and the pressures from the external environment. Ansof's matrix, which helps in giving a direction to finding out the correct product and market strategy for a firm. BCG matrix, it is a product market investment strategy matrix. Porter's positioning strategy, which helps understand product positioning. PESTEL analysis, which is an environmental analysis. And competitor analysis, which helps understand competitor strategies and their reactions to our strategies. Let's begin with SWOT analysis. It's one of the most significant business tools that can help identify strengths and weaknesses as well as opportunities and threats of an organization. So when you talk about strengths and weaknesses, these are internal attributes. And while we talk about opportunities and threats, these are external factors that exist in the environment in which the organization operates. A SWOT analysis can help an organization identify its critical success factors. Identifying these strengths can help the organization maintain them as well as build further on them. So I've just mentioned a couple of strengths, possible strengths of organization. It could be the R&D, which is research and development facility of the organization. It could be the reach, so the reach of the organization to different customers and markets. Pricing strategies. The weaknesses, the identification of weaknesses can help the company address them and work on improving the same. So again, I have named a couple of weaknesses such as distribution network. It could be the credit policy of the organization. It could also be the promotional strategy. Opportunities that exist in the market could be maybe new market or new channels of distribution, while threats could be new entrants, obsolete market offering. So the company needs to identify these internal factors and work on them. So once you identify the CSF, you need to be working on strengthening the CSFs, which is your critical success factors. Once you identify the weakness, you need to be working on improvising the same. Opportunities are something which the organization needs to choose based on their own capabilities. Threats, the company needs to understand or rather prioritize all the threats and obviously work towards eliminating or at least mitigating them. At the end, the organization should make sure that the strengths and opportunities outweigh the weaknesses and threats. So the Ansoff's matrix is another tool for analyzing the marketing cases. This is a 2 by 2 matrix wherein we would be comparing the existing and new markets with the existing and new products. Now these are strategies, possible strategies that a company could deploy. The Ansoff's matrix is one that shows all possible strategies for the products and markets. So it helps one conclude on the next best strategy for the company, not only to sustain the market, but also to expand into newer ventures or newer product portfolios as well as newer markets based on the current capabilities of the company and the future prospects in the market. So here if we go through the entire matrix, you will see that we have divided the markets into existing and new, which means that would the company want to remain in the existing market or would they want to venture into newer markets? Similarly, when you have products, here the company could remain with the existing product portfolio that they have, or they could look at newer product portfolios. So given the fact that the company is expected or is wanting to be in the existing market with the existing product, but they are looking at further growth of that particular market or the product, what they could do is they could deploy the strategy of market penetration, wherein through the increased sales of existing products in the existing markets, they improve their profitability. So this is more organic in nature. The other, where you have an existing market and the company wishes to come out with newer products. So they do not want to change markets, they want to remain in the market. They have done well with their existing product portfolio and now they're looking at introducing a new product into their portfolio. So what they can do is product development. So the strategy that they can deploy is product development, where they develop new products for the existing markets. So they could be similar products or they could be completely different products from the previous portfolio. With the strategy of entering into a new market with an existing product. So maybe the product has done extremely well in the current market and the company now wishes to expand, and how they want to expand is through exploring newer ventures or exploring newer markets. So here they would do a market development. So it's an expansion strategy using the current product portfolio of the company. Now, this is something wherein the company wishes to get into a new market with a new product. So they're not looking at the existing product portfolio, but they're looking at introducing either a new product portfolio or a single product. So the option here or the strategy that they could deploy here is that of diversification, which could be related or unrelated. So when you talk about related diversification, it refers to a product which is similar to the previous product portfolio. When you talk about unrelated, it's two different industries altogether. Through diversification, what the company can do is that they can move into new markets with new products. So that way they can explore a new market and they can do so with their new product portfolio. So when you are analyzing a case and there is an option for you to come out with or suggest certain strategies for development of an organization or expansion or growth of an organization, you could use the Ansoff's matrix, especially if you're looking at launching a new product or introducing a new product. So all of these things could be done or could be analyzed through the Ansoff's matrix. The BCG matrix is another popular tool to analyze marketing and strategy case studies. It's used in competitor analysis and it looks at the position of individual products or product lines in the market sector they compete in. The products are assessed on the basis of relative market share and market growth, and through this, organizations can assess if they have a balanced product and market portfolio, helping them strategize further for each of the products. So you can see that there are 4 quadrants mentioned here. The companies need to place the products that they have in each of these quadrants based on these 2 factors, which is the market share and the market growth. Once they place the products in each of these quadrants, they can go ahead with further analysis and strategizing. So let's begin with the first one, which is cash cow products. As you can see here, the products in this quadrant have a relatively high market share in a low growth market. These are usually cash generators for the organizations and are profitable in nature. The recommended strategy for products under this quadrant would be to hold on to them and build on them further. Star products have a relatively high market share in a high growth market. They are usually market leaders and they have the potential of becoming cash cows at some point of time. The strategy here is also similar to that of cash cows, which is to hold on to the investment and build further on them. Question marks have a relatively low market share in a high growth market. So there is a possibility of them becoming a star product because there is enough potential in the market. But it may require heavy investment. So the strategy that the company could take would be pertaining to either invest further in this business or to divest. Dog products have relatively low market share in a low growth market. They would require a substantial amount of investment if the organizations want to cultivate it, but the risk quotient here is on the higher side. Hence, the strategy could be a possibility of divestment or a revamp of its product offerings. These are certain questions that are addressed by each of the quadrants, and companies can come out with strategies pertaining to each of the products in the BCG matrix. If you want to know more about the application and the context of the BCG matrix, you can refer to one of the Espresso Shots in the Espresso Shots series that I have released on BCG matrix. Now, the Porter's positioning strategy is based on Porter's generic strategies. So, Porter had identified 4 positioning strategies as you can see in the matrix. The 4 strategies were cost leadership, differentiation, cost focus, and differentiation focus. Now, this helps companies position themselves in the minds of the consumer. Hence, in any case analysis, you could use this to understand the company's current positioning strategy or current position in the minds of the consumer, and can suggest change in the positioning or emphasize on the current strategy based on the company's requirement or need of the hour. So here, if we observe the 4 strategies, under the cost leadership, the aim of the organization is to be the lowest cost producer in the industry, and therefore it wants to attain the position of a cost leader. The other one is differentiation. Now, under differentiation, the aim is to produce different types and different kinds of products to appeal customers on different parameters. And that way you create a unique space for yourself, and that's the reason why it's known as a differentiation strategy, because you have different products, all of them having their specific USPs, and they all have different consumer appeals as well. The third one is the cost focus. So the aim here is to be a cost leader, like as you would have seen in the cost leadership quadrant, but it is only in a specific segment. So it's not for all the product portfolios, it is for a specific product portfolio. And that's the reason why the word focus here. So you're looking at becoming a cost leader, but you're focusing only on a specific segment. Similarly, differentiation focus, it is similar to the differentiation strategy, but the only difference is that this is again only for a specific segment. So the company would follow a differentiation strategy in terms of product, but it would again be for a specific segment. So these are also, these are also strategy making tools, and this is specific to marketing strategy making tools. One of the popular techniques to analyze the macro environment is the pestle analysis. Now, this analysis divides the business environment into 6 related subsystems, namely political, economic, social, technology, environmental or ecological, and legal environments. Now, these are the factors that are external to the organization and are outside of their control. So how this analysis helps is that it helps in identifying whether and why certain markets will be expected to grow in the future. So what I'll do is I'll take you through each of these factors and how companies need to analyze all of them in order to strategize well. So starting with the political factor. Now these can have a direct effect on the way a business operates and functions. So decisions that are made by the government affect the working of the organizations. So things like the trade regulations, taxation policy, price controls, employment laws, what it is currently and what could be the possible changes in the next few years, all of them would have an implication on the working of the organization as well as on the sustainability component. The second factor is the economic factor. Now, all businesses will definitely be affected by economic factors, whether it is national or global. So organizations need to analyze factors such as the macroeconomic policies of the government, business cycle, the rates, which is the growth, interest and inflation rate, the economic stability. All of these need to be analyzed uh, so that we can understand the working of the economy and to therefore strategize accordingly. So when you are given a case study and you have certain, paragraphs which are talking about each of these factors, you can always underline them and against those paragraphs write down those points as paraphrases so that they become good reference points to you. The third one is the social factor. Now, society obviously influences your purchase behavior or your buying behavior. So you have forces within the society such as friends, family, reference groups, media. All of them affect our interests, our opinions, and our attitudes towards purchasing. Whether it's a service, whether it's a product, but nevertheless, they do have an implication on the same. So when you're talking about social influences, things like population demographics, the way the composition of the population in a particular area or a particular region, the income distribution. So it'll help the marketer to understand the size of the target market or the current market that they are in. Lifestyle changes. So it refers to the opinions and the attitudes to things like health, social values, etc. So we have seen a lot of changes in the lifestyle over the last few years, and they do have an implication on the way in which a consumer purchases products. And of course, consumerism. Now that has been a social trend over the last few years again, and this has increased to such an extent that there have been laws to to protect the rights of the consumers. Now, all of these again are part of the social component. So here I've mentioned income distribution, market size, consumerism, etc. So all of these would have an implication on the way in which a company would decide to either come out with a product or not. Technology is the next component. Now, this is a place where there is continuous change, and organizations not only need to be aware of it, but they should also make sure that they are continuously upgrading themselves and using technology to the best of their ability, because that is something which connects them well with consumers. When you talk about technology, like for example when you're talking about electric vehicles, or when you're talking about hybrid cars, all right, so all of these are things which companies have accepted and are using in their day-to-day operations, because not only have they improved their cost efficiencies, all right, they've been able to lower down their cost. They've also been able to, especially in terms of when you're talking about hybrid cars, they have improved the fuel economy and reduced emissions. So these are again the things that one needs to observe. Ecology, so again, very important, especially over the last few years, because it does affect marketing oriented organizations in a number of ways. So when you talk about environment policies, the climate or the weather change, waste management, all of these influence the way in which certain companies or industries offer products. The last one is the legal aspect, wherein the regulations which are made by government, the policies, practices, all of them are covered. So all in all, the pestle analysis helps us understand each of these factors, and then understand and identify what kind of markets will be growing in future. The next tool is competitor analysis. This can help in identifying the company's competitors, whether they are brand competitors, which means selling similar products to the same customers, or industry competitors, which means selling similar kind of a product but in different segments, or a firm competitor or a generic competitor. It also helps in analyzing certain key issues such as objectives and goals, assumptions, strategy of the competitors, their resources and competencies. So it can also help in forecasting the competitors' future strategies, predict their likely reactions to your company's or the case study that has been given to you, that company's strategies. For example, certain companies which are competitors to your company in the case study would either not react to the strategies that you have thought of or implemented, or they may react aggressively or passively, or they would be selective in reacting only for certain products or markets, thus helping the firm take much more informed decisions and plan a flowchart of actions. So this is something which competitor analysis helps understand. So I have mentioned certain types of competitor response profiles like a laid back, selective, tiger and stochastic. So these are different responses of competitors towards the firm's strategies. Hope you found this video informative. You could go through my channel to learn more concepts on finance, strategy, management, and skill improvement. Here's to happy learning now and always.